You might think that trying to eat nothing but healthy food all the time is gonna help you be a healthier person, but here are 3 ways that perfectionism is actually sabotaging your health goals. Perfectionist belief number 1: if a food isn't healthy, then I shouldn't eat it. And this belief can be especially pervasive in people who maybe are dealing with a chronic illness such as diabetes. And while it's true that certain foods like Twinkies or a can of Coke have few nutritional benefits that are going to promote healthy living, it's not so simple to say that you're less healthy if you eat them. And the reason for that is because some people's brains do really squirrely things when it comes to restriction, which is why we have to be focusing on lived experience when we're deciding whether or not to include something in our diet. So for example, if you love Twinkies, but you have decided that there is absolutely no nutritional benefit from eating them, and so you decide to cut them out of your diet, what happens? Some people will be fine. They will just keep the Twinkies out of their house and they won't think about them and everything will be dandy. But for other people, it will result in binging. So if you have a laundry list of foods that you're trying to avoid and you find that the result is that you can't control yourself around them and you're eating really large quantities, it could be the belief that you should only eat food that's healthy that's keeping you stuck in that cycle. Perfectionist belief number 2: if it wasn't made from scratch, then it's not healthy. But for a lot of people, that kind of eating is not very accessible based on their financial situation and the amount of available time they have. People who carry this belief tend to be very all or nothing about it, where they think that if it's not made from scratch, then it doesn't count. And so if I can't cook things from scratch, then there's no point in trying to make a more healthful decision. Because anything that comes in a package or anything that is going to make my life easier or be more convenient automatically can't be a healthful choice. But the truth is that there are a lot of really healthy choices that you can make that are convenient that don't require from scratch cooking. But this mindset blocks you off from exploring any of those choices, which is ultimately probably having a negative impact on your diet. And perfectionist idea number 3: in order for me to be healthy, food should be used for fuel and no other reason. Here's the thing: food has a lot of functions in our life. It can be for fuel, yes, it's definitely that, but it's also connection, entertainment, family, tradition. It can be a tool for emotional regulation. And the problem is that when we boil food down to just being for fuel, we end up losing a lot of really important parts of our life and ourself and the way that we connect with others. And people really struggle with that. The perfectionist part of us says that's the ideal and that's the only thing that's worth working on. And so they just keep bashing their head against the wall trying to just make food about fuel instead of saying, okay, what if it's okay that food has these other roles? What if I account for the fact that I need to have some fun foods? What if it's okay that I have that dish that my mom used to make for me that makes me feel all warm and fuzzy? How can I support my physical well-being while including those? Because again, denying those functions of foods for most people doesn't work, and it just leads to people being stuck in frustration cycles over and over and over again.